Sunday show. Chaz, virtual. Jarrett Leto in studio. Ross may join tonight. He is questionable at the moment. We're talking Bulls. We're talking secret starting lineup, which still hasn't been announced.
That's crazy.
We're talking Trey Murphy. Will he get the extension done by tomorrow? There's a lot to talk about here. Smash the like button. Let's do it.
Took away. That's the best. Get your money's worth now.
Sunday show presented by Scott Vicknair Injury Law Firm. Have you been injured? Any kind of accident, car, truck, 18-wheeler, or hurt offshore? Scott Vicknair handles it all. Give him a call at 504-500-1111 for a free consultation. Yes, a free consultation. They always fight for the win. And
Talk about it.
Fofo.
Powered by 4D.
Talk about it.
Also, shout out Theo's Picks coming to you on Monday.
Big shout out.
Theo's Picks.
Shout out Theo.
Elite pizza, by the way.
Elite. We just had a little pie, right? We got a pie sitting right there. Chicken pesto.
Chicken pesto. We might call that the Justin.
That might be the only time we eat it, but like I like chicken. I'm
gonna get it twice. Pause. Like, yeah.
That was crazy.
Hey man, that's why you preference the pause.
But what I don't understand is that. All right, never mind. What's up, Chaz? How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm just chilling, brother. How's everything going?
It's good, man. Happy birthday to 5 as always. Happy birthday, 5. Look, guys, I gotta stop the show actually before we get into it. Look, 20 years ago, and look, I understand the Yankees just clinched a World Series berth, but I want to make sure for all the Yankee fans out there that are on cloud 9 right now, just understand that you blew a 3-0 series lead in the ALCS in 2004, 20 years ago. Today was game 7 when David Ortiz, Johnny Damon, Manny Ramirez. You all know how it goes. The greatest comeback ever. Boston Red Sox started a dynasty that day. So shout out to the Boston Red Sox. Absolutely. Any Yankee fans, whatever. Let's get into it. So Bulls preview 5. We'll start with you first. All right. So we're gonna get to the starting lineup, the top secret starting lineup, which still has not been released.
At least I'm talking about it.
That's not crazy.
We got clips. We got clips.
Ammo.
We got clips. What was it, Chaz? Load the clip up, right? Yeah. We got the clips. But Jarrett, let's just talk opening night, game 1 of the season. What are you looking forward to? Do you like the matchup? Do you not like the matchup? Lonzo Ball. Look, I know he's in opposition, but I'm glad. And Lito, you had a great tweet this weekend. I'm glad to see Lonzo back. Yeah, really good to see him healthy. Go ahead.
Super excited to see Lonzo Ball play basketball again. The shot looks confident. That's the one thing that I was super surprised to see. Would like to see him get to the rack, but we're not talking about Chicago Bulls, specifically. But shout out to Lonzo Ball. I want to see the Pelicans play basketball, find some kind of identity. The first 5 minutes of this game is probably going to tell me everything I need to know about the rest of the season. To be honest with you, because this would be the first time since the preseason or any time that Zion and maybe Brandon Ingram play basketball at the same time together. So at least
that's actually we make a really good point.
Yeah.
This will be the first time Brandon and Zion are on the court since Orlando back in January, March, April, May. Let me look that one up.
Nah. Lakers game.
Lakers game, right?
Oh, yeah. Lakers game. Yeah. I forgot about the Lakers game. That's right. I'm sorry. Lakers game. Thanks for that, Chaz. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah. Brandon wasn't really on the court though.
Yeah, three quarters, if you want to count them.
Yeah, we'll see what that kind of looks like. DeJounte Murray, hopefully he's kind of grabbed. Pause. I'm about to say that. Got some, connections with his teammates. Hopefully, we see what roles everybody kind of want to play. And even Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. Oh, Trey Murphy won't be there, so God, man. So hopefully we just see a good team, right? Guys, there's so many avenues that you think you're gonna see, but then you realize that's not even possible.
Yeah.
At this point.
Justin, you read what Kofi just said in the chats?
What Kofi said?
I'm an Angels fan.
Yeah, I'm an Angels.
Oh man, we just had like a 10-minute conversation about the Angels, bro.
About the Angels, man, that's crazy. Chaz, a little underrated move here, but the Bulls have Josh Giddey. He absolutely lights up the Smoothie King Center as he did in the playoffs last year, and he has for his whole career. But you got Levine coming back. He's looked good in the preseason. Lonzo, then Vucevic. You got Jalen Smith. How do you see this team matching up with the Chicago Bulls? I also have Pat Williams. Is Pat Williams healthy? Was he?
Yeah, he's playing.
He's
You
playing.
never really know.
Just overall thoughts here on game one.
Man, truthfully, I don't see an advantage the Pelicans have anywhere on the floor. I think the Zion thing is debatable just because he hasn't he's probably been the best Pelican aside from JV versus the Chicago Bulls the last 3 years or so when he's played. But man, the Bulls, they have the 3-point shooting advantage. They got a size and strength advantage. They got about 3 or 4 6'9", 6'10" guys on the roster. And last season, they happened to destroy us without Zach LaVine most of those games, if not all. Yeah, it was 2 games. So yeah, if not both of those games.
We didn't beat them last year, right?
No.
They're one of 2 teams that we did not beat last year: Chicago and
Boston.
Yeah,
Boston. Yeah.
But
Kobe White had a couple good games, right?
Oh,
Chaz?
Kobe. I forgot.
Yeah, Kobe White had a couple great games. Yeah, they got speed, they got shooting, and they got size. So, and they've been playing together in the preseason. They went into overtime yesterday. Well, the other day with the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were playing like damn near real minutes. Zach LaVine got 28 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any advantage for the Pelicans whatsoever. It's one of those go out there and have fun games because now you're at the point where you're trying to get tape on your team. You know what I'm saying?
Your own self. Literally
like,
your own self.
Yeah.
So projected starting lineup for Wednesday, Lito, is Giddey at I want to hear y'all's thoughts though. So Giddey at the point, Kobe White, Zach LaVine, Williams, then Vucevic. Then you'll have Lonzo come off with AO, Torrey Craig, Jalen Smith, Matas Buzili? No, I don't.
I
I don't know.
Can't remember how you pronounce it. That guy.
Let me ask this: how you starting this starting 5? So if it's Giddey, White, LaVine, Williams, Vucevic, how are you going to match that? How are you matching up with that starting lineup?
I mean, Justin, I wish I had an idea,
but no, I don't care. No, I want to hear your. I don't care about Willie or the whatever. Like, I want to hear your starting 5 against that starting 5, where you would go, or what route you would take.
So you say Giddey, Pat,
Giddey, White, LaVine, Williams, Vucevic.
I'm probably gonna start Tice because I mean that seems like the only person who might be able to match up with Vooch. DeJounte, of course.
So if Tice starts, one of CJ and Herb is on the bench.
It's a hot take.
No, it's not. It's just a fact. It's not a hot take. If Tice starts, Brandon starts at the 4. I'm sorry, Zion starts at the 4. Brandon's at the 3. Who's your 2? Herbert, CJ.
Herbert.
CJ comes off the bench.
Yeah.
So you can go DeJounte on Giddey, Herb on White, Brandon on LaVine.
I might not put Herb on.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of.
Yeah.
You probably go Herb on LaVine, Brandon on. You can put Brandon on Kobe White.
No, I'm gonna put.
Oh, on Giddey, I guess. Brandon guard Giddey. DeJounte guards Kobe.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to, yeah.
Jared.
Look at what we're talking about.
No, it's a secret starting lineup.
Yeah.
So, we got to talk about it.
All right. So I would probably, I don't know. I think you'd actually have to start CJ in this aspect. Like Zion needs space. Tice doesn't gain space. Brandon doesn't give you space. DeJounte's pretty limited. So I think you actually have to start. I'm not saying like Herb's a bad shooter, but like he's not.
No, I'm not mad at you. I'm just saying like Herb Jones on the benches and like you're not wrong. It's not a wrong answer.
It's not. And eventually it'll go back to, Herb and probably DeJounte, probably mid-season if they prove some kind of point that CJ can come off the bench and, still get 20 points. But as of right now, like, no, you can't say that. So that's why CJ probably has to start and create some kind of avenues. Talking about guarding guys, I guess you put. What actually works in the works against the Pelicans? They don't have DeMar DeRozan anymore, so they're actually not slowing the ball down anymore.
They're playing fast.
They're playing fast. So I think you need to play fast. I don't know if you actually need to play Tice in this situation, and then you can actually go back to having Herb in the 5. But
see, I kind of disagree with you, Lito, because I think Zion could guard Vooch. And then you go Zion, Brandon guards Levine, Herb at the 3, CJ at the 2, DeJounte at the 1, and CJ and DeJounte take Kobe and Giddey. DeJounte takes Giddey, CJ takes that's your starting 5.
That's your arms race.
I just literally, that's your starting 5 in my opinion.
For me, it depends on like which version of Vooch are you getting like pick and pop Vooch, or are you getting
like you can't and I understand what you're doing. What you're doing is like you're being smart and like looking outside in. But what I'm saying though is like I don't think you can think about that when you're just talking about Zion. Like Zion, you gotta go guard Vooch. Like you just gotta go do it. You gotta switch 1 through 5.
I can't wait till we talk about this.
Maybe you don't switch 1.
You see who you seeing Zion guard though to make you feel like he can just
like who would I put Zion? I would
like what big have you seen him guard where you feel like
it's funny. I've seen Brandon guard bigs way better than Zion.
It's really not the him guarding Vooch problem. It's really him guarding the pick and roll. That's the real issue.
You just gotta switch it, but then you get that's what I'm saying. Then you get the advantage goes to the Bulls. Then you get CJ on Vooch.
So that's what I mean. Like, is he going
DeJounte on Vooch?
Is he going to play the middle, or you're going to switch everything? If y'all switch everything, then that just gives the Bulls an advantage off the rip.
And we just gave you 2 different scenarios. The communication, Jared, which they already lack, has to be.
That's what I'm saying.
Has to be on point at all times. Yes.
Now, what if they actually go this thing and start Herb at center?
But you see, I hate that. I absolutely hate that. You literally just told me. One of y'all just said, like, I don't want Herb guarding.
I don't.
You want Herb guarding Levine?
We talking about us though,
right?
But we trying to predict what the Pelicans' secret
lineup, double secret probation, thing.
It's Sunday, October 20th. 2024.
And Trey Murphy's deadline's tomorrow.
Name me one other team that we don't know the starting lineup for.
None. 0. And he's been asked back like 3 straight days. And he's like, I have it in my head. This isn't like this isn't like a secret. Like this is weird to me. This isn't like a game plan of like how you plan on attacking the Bulls. Who's your starting 5, man? And look, if you want to keep it like, I don't understand the difference in keeping it in house and just letting the public.
This ain't a fucking playoff game.
Like, it's game 1 of the Dodgers 4-1. Chaz, let's hear your thoughts. So, Giddey, White, Levine, Williams, Vucevic, how you matching up?
I'm starting Tice. I think the main reason. I think 2 main reasons you start Tice is because, any intelligent team or coach, Vucevic, veteran, former All-Star type player, he's going at Zion or Herb in the paint immediately. They're gonna pick up a quick 2 fouls. That's it for them. And if they don't foul, it's gonna collapse the defense. You got to double team Vucevic. You got 3 excellent 3-point shooters in Giddey, Levine, and Kobe out there. It's just a lose-lose. And you have to start CJ just so you can keep up with the offense that they'll be able to generate. The crazy part about the Pelicans, even with Tice out there, the crazy part about the thing with Tice is, let's say Zion gets Vucevic in trouble. Okay, cool. They could have Patrick Williams at center and still have an advantage at the 5 because the Pelicans are so small and they would still give you the same issues from beyond the arc. I think it's just I think you should start these. I don't know how much it matters because like the disadvantage, like the Pelicans' Achilles heel is always going to be speed, like water bug guards, like a Levine, like a Kobe White, and shooting like Giddey, White, Levine, and now you add rebounding with Vucevic and potentially Patrick Williams, and also this is Zion before you get like. I went back, I watched some tape, man. This is not this ain't last year Zion as far as like. Zion got a ways to go before he gets to the dude who was blocking them shots in Phoenix. He got a ways to go before he gets to like any type of decent defense, I think. So I know he's gonna get some ticky-tacky fouls. Herb just not, strong enough physically out there. I think it's going to be a game that can get out of hand quickly, especially if you don't got CJ out there to add some shooting.
It's an interesting point. I personally think I get the Tice point, but I just don't see it. Yeah. The funny part is we were like, well, Zion's not a 5. Tice isn't a fucking 5. Tice isn't a center.
He's a body.
He's not, bro. And this isn't. I feel bad for Tice, bro. For real. I feel bad for him because he's been put in such a bad situation. He is undersized. He's got to guard big. Like Jared, I don't I think a lot of the time you're going to see a lot of fans blame Tice, and it's not his fault.
Oh no. Tice would,
Well, just like how you got blame JV, and just how you blame when we struggle and Herb. Remember a couple years ago when Herb was struggling, and the reason why we were losing because of Herb Jones not shooting threes. It's not true.
No,
it's because your two best players aren't living up to their potential.
Yeah. Well, have we seen a game where Brandon and Zion have both scored 30 plus?
I think we've had that.
Maybe understand Van Gundy.
See what I'm talking about? Look at this. We can other superstars that other teams that have multiple superstars on it. That happens multiple times a year. We're talking we don't know if it's happened in the previous year, and they both played well over 50 games, right? If I'm not mistaken. Look at what we're saying.
Yeah,
we can't figure out why our two best players don't play well together. Something we've already known. But yet we're trying to blame a guy that was almost out of the league and a team called him and magically he's a starter. He shouldn't be put in this situation. No, he'd be a really good backup on this team.
Really good backup.
If we had a center, a 7-foot center.
I was thinking about this the other day. Tice is the perfect role what JRE is playing right now. Yeah. Tice should be literally what JRE is. Spot minutes, 7-10 minutes, hustle guy,
super smart,
super smart IQ guy, maybe pick up the pace. Now we're putting JRE in, and God, those minutes are going to be something. All right, let's get to the next segment. Leo, since we're on the topic of starting, why haven't they come out with so this is from Aaron Summers. Aaron said, hold up. Aaron said, head coach Willie Green told me today he has not settled on lineups. Players have made that decision harder because of how well they are doing in camp / preseason, plans on playing 10 deep. Well, I watched preseason, watched 3 games.
Yeah.
Well, I know Brandon's getting to the free throw line in practice. Okay. It's that's a very big thing. I didn't necessarily see it in preseason, but first off, 10 deep.
What
10.
What
10.
What team we talking about?
Let's talk about 10. Let's talk about 8, 9, 10.
Line.
Huh?
There's a clothing line called
the brand 10 deep.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Why won't they come out with a starting lineup? What is the purpose of this?
They have too many good players, Justin. It's impossible to lock down a starting lineup because he's seeing so many good things in practice from guys that I don't know. Maybe we just didn't see in a game. Maybe we just didn't get the overall. Maybe the lights were a little bit too bright in the preseason, but maybe in practice it's a little bit different. I'm not actually sure of the answer to that. I think it's. I said this a couple minutes ago. I think it's a little bit crazy that today is Sunday, the game is Wednesday, and you still have a concept of a lineup, and there's not an actual it. You know how you in the shower and you have an idea, but you never wrote it down, and then when you get out the shower, you forget. That's kind of what I feel like this lineup is. What is it? Tell us what it is.
I just don't understand.
I've never heard anything like this before, to be honest. And maybe y'all
are we making this too big of a deal?
The starting lineup?
I'm just trying to talk it out. This is like therapy for me. I'm trying to talk this out here.
I'm sure somebody's gonna say we being negative. I mean, maybe
you think someone's gonna say.
I mean, maybe they have the answers that we don't. But you asked me why, and I don't have a logical answer for you as to why.
So let me bring this comment up. Willie Green knows who he's starting. He's just not telling us. Once again.
Sure. I believe that.
You'd swear this was like a football team. You'd swear there was a pup list or there was an injury list, and we we don't know who, like, they might be injured, they might be playing, they might not be. Like, what are you trying to hide? This isn't a playoff game. This is just game one. You're just trying to give the Chicago Bulls an upper hand. Like this isn't
Like,
this
hey,
isn't different Nuggets.
If we don't start CJ, they might not prepare for CJ.
Like, what are you trying to hide?
That's what I just don't understand.
Like you're not confident enough in your like offense and defensive coaching to say like my team is better than the next team.
This is what I think. Shout out to you, Kaylon. If I'm mispronouncing, I apologize. But I thought about this today. He doesn't want the Heat from putting out an unfavorable lineup. No, for real. No, I actually thought I got it. I'm like, go ahead. One of
y'all.
Chad, go ahead.
I think he in such a shitty situation that both lineups have extreme negatives, and there is no solution to the problem. But the thing I don't like is stop acting like you got all these options. Like you have a bevy of options. You only got two options. It's either you're gonna start Tice or you're not. Like that's the only options like you really have. It's not like you got all these options because truthfully, even if I'm an opposing team, I'm well aware of your center situation. Nothing you do scares me. Even if you're the Bulls, I beat you twice last season when we started off tanking the season and recovered.
Yeah.
Nothing you do scares me. Y'all ain't never really done nothing. You know, none of your units scare me. So I don't really understand. To me, Monty Williams used to do this. And again, when I look at that coaching tree, it's just gross incompetence. Amani's officially not in the NBA anymore. So hell of a thief, but coaching wasn't really his thing. And I just look forward to the day Willie Green is no longer in the NBA coaching, because it's just, bro, that's just stop insulting everyone's intelligence here. And this is not even Willie Green's fault, truthfully. As bad as he is, it's not his fault. It's David Griffin's fault. But it's like, again, the messaging just isn't there. If you're gonna start Herb, start Herb. If you're not, it don't matter who the fuck you start, because you haven't played with that starting unit all preseason. Anyway,
can I stop you for a second? I want your all's honest opinion on that. Do you think that he's told the team who the starting five is? Do y'all think you do?
Yeah. I think it's obvious who the starting five is. Honestly, it's like Tyson. Some games you're gonna start, some games you're not. And he don't give a fuck. Like, he happy to be in the league. Herb probably don't care. He's happy to be in the league. It's just like, to me, it's a distinction without a difference.
Yeah.
Like, if you start Herb, it's really no real difference than you starting Tice, in my opinion. Like, you're going to be at a gross disadvantage at the 5. So you can roll anybody out there unless you get a real center.
Go ahead, Lito.
No, I just wanted to reply. Shout out to Ronald. But Ronald was like, in the comments, he was like, what do you gain from announcing start lineup to us? I think that
I'm looking for the comment.
You
said it's from
the
Ronald?
Saints Pelicans 2-3.
Oh,
my bad.
My bad, Ronald. Go ahead.
Shout out to Ronald. How you have a draft? How you the commissioner of a draft? You got the first pick in the draft.
Shout out to 5-4. Shout out to Ron.
Like what's happening, bro? Anyways, man. So how do you the starting lineup situation? What?
Shout out Boo Crew Stat Guy. He's working finally. I mean, back-to-back weekends. Thank you. About time. Quote, the other thing is just creating clarity for the players. That's something that I know I valued as a player. JJ Redick on revealing his lineup.
I feel like this is kind of like what I was about to say. How do you what do you gain from doing it? Like, you gain a lot from doing it. You gain, trust in players, you get defined roles, you get people have expectations of the system from you, like they know what to expect. And furthermore, I think the thing is, like, why does everything have to be in secret with this organization? Like, what is the cost of keeping everything so close to to the vest? Like, I'm gonna tell y'all when it's time to tell y'all that I just don't get that whole because you go back to secret extensions for multiple people. never still been announced.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in that same vein of the discussion.
I agree with Lito. Like you don't have that confidence in yourself to be like, these are my guys. This is who I'm playing. Beat me. Like you have to,
Like, that's what I'm saying, Jared. What kind of? I want to dive into this. Like, what is the purpose of it?
Yeah, I get it when it's like a playoff game. I get it when like you're trying to create some kind of advantage. But if you need that advantage at game one, you already have problems. You already have you have a confidence problem. You don't believe in yourself. That's how I feel. Like you don't trust yourself. I walk into a gym, I know who my 5 is. I don't have to guess. I don't have to. I may get you, dog. I may get you, dog.
I'm gonna let you know.
Well, I'm gonna let you know. I don't have to do that. I know. I'm confident in my skills. Like I don't have to pussyfoot around it. That's
a good ism.
Yeah. That's an ism.
That's a really good ism right there.
Chaz.
Pussyfoot.
I wanted to add, I don't think this team is confident, truthfully.
How could you be, Chaz?
I don't think the team is confident. They don't exude confidence. I discount anything DeJounte Murray said or did this offseason just because he hasn't been in the building. You know what I'm saying? So he hasn't been a part of this for 4 or 5 years at this point. So, but like again, nobody's talking about any goals or achievements. Nobody's talking about what they're looking to do. And to me, that's a sure sign that this team has a lack of confidence internally. Even like what they did in the preseason, like they didn't even pretend like they wanted to start fast. Like again, like they scored over 100 points once this preseason. And I just saw like the Bulls and again the Cavaliers going to fucking overtime in a game that looked like a real game. You know what I mean? They just, everybody just look like they waiting on the inevitable. Like it's just like everybody's looking like they're looking for that fresh breath of new life. And the DeJounte Murray, that high is gone. That DeJounte Murray high, it didn't last long at all.
Right.
It was a crack high. It didn't last long at all. And now you're like, fuck, we got a major hole in this roster that needs to be addressed. And until they do that, I don't think these guys are gonna be confident whatsoever.
X, congratulations on the puppy, dog.
Shout out, X.
We love the puppies. Justin, do you know the thing? I mean,
shout out Donald. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Shout out Donald.
Wait, shit. I missed a couple. Donald, appreciate you, member for 6 months.
Oh man.
So Zion getting announced. Oh, well, you know what? We started this. We'll talk about it in a second. Will Chill. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for the super chat. We'll get to this question or later on. If you're new here, smash the like button, hit the bell notification, let you know we're going live. We get to fan questions at the end of the show. Go ahead, Lito.
I was just gonna say, man, we get up here Sunday after Sunday, and not only just Sundays, but like we pod days during the week. Like, but just back to the negative comments, like, bro, I don't want to be negative. I want to say a bunch of positive shit. I want to be like, yo, that's my basketball team. Like, I want to be excited and talk about like how good they are. And I just feel like we never get to that point. And then like they be wilding and people be mad at us. Like, what are we doing?
I think it's important. That's why I love this show. And I know we take a lot of heat for it and we laugh about it and all that different kind of stuff because I don't really care about anyone else's opinion. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Have your own opinion. Like, that's the whole point of the show. But I do think it's important that we do bring up these topics and they are talked about. You're going to have a different opinion. Like, that's the whole point of this. But like, y'all think like we don't like the team. Like, that's just so fucking wrong. Like, why would we spend hours upon hours on a weekly basis about talking about this damn team? Like, the center position has been a problem, and we've been talking about this for 3 months. And then David Griffin comes out and says, we'll figure it out. That's not a fucking answer.
Yeah. And he gets by with it. I don't know why. And then if you look across the league and you see other teams, like the Pelicans are going in reverse. That's the real issue. They're not. The thing is, if you go small, you got to be smart enough offensively, like gifted enough offensively to be able to withstand, okay, if we make more shots, then we don't have to get offensive boards. But defensively, like, we're going to be able to switch everything. Like, it goes back to the Golden State Warriors with Draymond when they were really good. You have to be really right. You know
when he
what I'm saying?
compared us to the Warriors.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like you have to be really good offensively. This team isn't smart enough to do that. By no stretch of the imagination are they smart enough to do that. I don't give a fuck who's on the team, unless it was Bron. They wouldn't be smart enough to do what they did. So I don't think you as an organization could sit yourself down and be like, okay, how currently we're constructed, we're going to be good enough to beat other NBA teams when other NBA teams in the West are all 7 feet plus at the front court position.
Oh man,
it just doesn't make sense. You're not fooling me. We trying to tell y'all so y'all don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't listen to them. Don't smoke the crack. It's bad for you. That's
it's like nobody individually looks better neither. Like that's another thing, bro. When you go back to last season, going into this season, it just looked like Arrested Development in a lot of ways, bro. It's looked like, newsflash, pal.
You see that? I must say, Lito, you see that? Come, buddy.
Yeah.
Bud.
Good,
You gotta
buddy.
say Bud. Hey, Bud.
Yeah. So it's like, for me, I'm just interested in seeing, like, it's ways to tell if someone's serious, right? It's just ways to tell. If Zion still got that bid, if Brandon's still wearing that armband, I'm gonna know nobody's serious. I'm gonna know this not a serious year. Let's just go ahead and punt, and we're punting on third down here because I hate I'll give you a quick story. Okay, so my mom was in the hospital one time, right? She was in university when they first built it, and my brother, my oldest brother, he lived in Baton Rouge. So he was like, damn, man, I got to come from Baton Rouge. So he would come down from Baton Rouge and he would always wear these 2 chains, right? These 2 gold chains. He would always wear these chains. And so the first day, I ain't really say nothing. And the second day, I was like, why he keep putting on these fucking chains? You come into the hospital. This is a serious situation, right? So for me, that goes to show me you don't take nothing serious. Right? You don't take a fucking thing serious because you're complaining about coming from Baton Rouge, but you taking time out to put on these 2 stupid fucking chains. Like that's like the correlation in my mind. That's how the math went in my mind.
This is Zion, like 03, Chaz.
No, this is 15. This is 2015.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I'm like, bruh, like I like again. The Zion, you don't look ready to do nothing spectacular. Brandon, I don't even know what it looks like for you to look ready to do nothing spectacular. Herb looked the same. Trey not gonna be playing. CJ is a year older at this point. DeJounte, he's trying to figure it out. You can't really judge him early on because he gotta find his way in a shitty offense with new teammates that he don't have any experience on the floor with. Daniel Tice, he's going to be a scapegoat. Hopefully things work out for him. Yves Meesey, he's a project. You got to just hope Jordan Hawkins is 6th man of the year candidate out the gate. You got to hope.
We're going to go from a guy that couldn't get on the court after dropping 30 against the Mavericks, so now he's got to be a 6th man of the year candidate. Jesus. Lito, I got in trouble. Not in trouble. I got some from the stands. I was watching Kevin Durant the other night.
What stands? Who stands?
The BI stand.
What did Chris call him?
I don't even.
BI sexuals.
There you go. I was actually watching a guy Brandon was compared to Kevin Durant.
Stop.
No, I'm not. I'm
Chad,
not. Comparing, I'm just saying.
Stop.
Kevin Durant.
Crack his way.
Kevin Durant, year 18, Lito played all 4 preseason games.
Yeah.
Okay. I put it. Just tweeted out like year 18 is incredible to see. Right. We got guys. Someone told me, well, since we're injury prone, they need time off and they shouldn't be playing. They shouldn't be playing or expected to play. Right. Let me get this straight. Kevin Durant, gold medalist. Is he Kevin Durant's the most winningest basketball player in U.S. team history? Is that correct?
And
absolutely.
Okay. 2-time NBA champion, 1-time MVP.
Yeah.
1-time MVP. One of the greatest basketball players to ever play this game.
Scoring champ.
Scoring champ. Yep.
All right.
The accolades are just ridiculous. Okay, we'll just stop there. He's playing all 4 preseason games in year 18. And now I'm the asshole for expecting Zion Williamson to play 3 preseason games and Brandon Ingram play 3 preseason games.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you?
You know, no, I'm saying shout out to David Grubb. He brought up an excellent point on his show the other day. You already knew Brandon was missing the 2 games. Why would you not sit Zion game 2 and let him and Brandon play game 3 together?
Smart.
Just no plan whatsoever. It's just God.
When you talk about it, it literally it's mind blowing.
Like when you say it out loud, it's like, oh damn.
See,
like it's just fuck.
We're the assholes.
Last week, I had the privilege to go to Disney World.
Shout out to you for being a good dad.
It was an amazing day. I had a great time. It was my first time going, and as somebody that loves strategy and details, Disney is the place for you because everything is detailed, right? Everything makes sense. It's like they had a plan for it. The Pelicans are the opposite of this. They have no plan for anything. Nothing makes sense. These are just a bunch of players thrown together and be like, hey, go play pickup basketball. You guys will figure it out. I don't understand how David Griffin can be like, we're going to figure it out. At no point have you been able to figure anything out.
I don't know what he's figured out.
Yeah, wait, what?
Well, we have high character guys.
What has he figured out?
We have high character guys.
That puts a bucket. That puts a ball in the hoop.
Yeah, like what has he actually figured out? What has he actually solved? What problems has he actually solved? Willie Green, the same thing. Like, what problems have you done?
Back to Chaz. What's the goal? 170 people in there. Appreciate it on a Sunday night. 37 minutes in. Make sure you smash the like button. Helps out the channel. Lito, there's a question there's a comment I was gonna bring up, but I actually started just because you know what? I'm gonna pull it up right now because I want to hear your thoughts on this. I can't believe it's year 6 and this is a serious question.
This is, you know why?
And you know, Killer Camp, like, first off, shout out to you. You're always here. Thanks for your comments. Like the problem is that this is still a valid question.
No, it's very valid.
It's a valid question. It's year 6.
Especially what Embiid said the other day.
He said he's not.
But Embiid, once again, I know he hasn't been to an Eastern Conference Finals, but Embiid is first team All-NBA, All-Star, whatever. Like, he's got serious problems with the knee. They need him to play.
Yeah.
Zion hasn't played in a postseason basketball game. Not 5 years.
You see, there was another comment. I think it was Mont Dog. Hey, Mont Dog.
What's up, Mont?
He was talking about, Zion he's injury prone or has a hamstring. Like, bro, at what point, like, we played him, he got injured. We didn't play him. As soon as he played, he got injured. Like, at no point, like, you can't guess it. Like, the guys just have to be well conditioned, stretched properly.
You gotta play.
You gotta just play basketball the game to get better at basketball. I don't get it. Like, what are we trying to save guys?
Mike Malone had a great quote the other week. I know you're a big Mike Malone fan.
Michael Malone. You can't say Mike Malone.
Michael Malone.
He doesn't like to be called.
Oh, he doesn't like called Mike.
Okay. Yeah.
Shout out 5. Michael Malone. By the way, just incredible year for you last year, by the way, with all the interviews. And I was just,
man, I'm telling you
about that today.
That's
he said that like all this, like, running and taking, you got to get in shape. Like, you got to play basketball. Right. You know, enough is enough. And like, we're at this point now, and this is why I'm so frustrated with this whole taking off a preseason game. And grand scheme of things, is it a big deal? Probably not. It's just, you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
In order to do this.
And he was talking about,
and I'm watching Kevin. Who's he talking about? Jokic?
Yeah.
He's talking about, Nikola Jokic.
One of the top 2 best players in the
NBA. And it's just frustrating that, like, as a franchise, we're allowing this to happen. And it goes back to the accountability things, and it starts up at the top, and what we've been talking about for a year and a half, 2 years now, and things that need to change, but they don't change. So hopefully Wednesday night something changes.
Chaz got his church finger in the
air. My bad, Chaz.
It's crazy how the universe works, right? Because 5 reference Mont Dog, right? And I made this point a while ago when I was like, look, bro, it's at a point where it don't matter who injury prone and who not. You got to address the issue. The issue is you don't have a plan, and you've never had a plan. This is the exact example I use. But you still got to deal with this fucking crackhead. You can't worry about all the fuck ups you had as a parent. Your child's a crackhead. He's on fucking crack. He's on the pipe. Oh, check it out. He's on the pipe.
This dude.
He's on the pipe. He's a fucking rockhead. You gotta get him out of here. What are we talking about? But that's yeah. See, and that's the thing. You can't worry about the past and how the past has gone and how you like. Five's an incredible father, right? Five's an incredible father. He's not worrying about the time that the baby cut his finger and like, damn, it happens, right? But he moved on. As the Pelicans, you got to move on. You got to move forward. Yeah, you didn't have some fucked up shit happen in the past, but now it's you got a new point guard. It's time to adjust. It's time to adjust. You got to put these motherfuckers on the floor, and you fucked up this opportunity. That's all you had to do. You had one job, and you fucked it up. Now, on to the Bulls, and we got to just see how this goes, bro. Like, it's too late. It's too late to figure out what you did wrong. And man, maybe if we would have went back and got a real center, we would know the starting lineup. Fuck it. At this point, fuck it, right? You knew you didn't have a center. You should have put these dudes on the floor. You should have put them on the floor so at least they would have some way of a head start going into the season. Now, fuck it. Like, you know, now everybody's guessing. So we'll see how this goes, bro.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna respond to that. No, I'll be honest with you, dog. I don't let my kids whine for shit. So no, I wouldn't take my child out if they had a paper cut. Matter of fact, my daughter had a volleyball game. She had a volleyball game the other day, and she like missed the ball, and she like looked at her arm. She's like, "Oh my god, my arm hurts." I said, "No, it's not. No, it's not. You're okay.
It's good parenting.
It's okay.
Play.
Yeah, be tough.
Yeah,
figure it out.
No participation trophy.
New segment here. We're gonna guess what Willie Green says after. We're gonna start with Lito here.
Oh God!
Presented by 4D. So you're gonna guess what Willie Green says. I actually played. Pause. I played this with myself today. I actually got 66%. I got 66% of it correct. So here we go. Here's the question.
That was crazy.
This is what pisses me off.
You're
bro.
good. You
because
still
I know, but it's Lita's the fucking conniving little comment, like right, the
You're
little jab.
good. You good. You said it. It's cool. We're actually
just in the rib, like it's a little jab.
All
right, here we go. Here's a question.
I know, obviously, the offseason, we asked a lot about him. Is he where you want him to be physically, mentally for the start of the season?
Yeah.
What will Willie Green say? Is Brandon Ingram physically and mentally ready for the season? What do you think Willie Green says?
He's not. He's not physically ready.
You think Willie Green says that?
You think he says that?
He said he doesn't say specifically that, but in a roundabout way, he says something like he'll say something like he's not playing with the force that he needs to be playing yet to start the year.
Okay. Jarrett, what do you think he says?
Yeah, Brandon will be ready. He had a good camp leading up to preseason, going through preseason. We like what we saw from him. Yeah, he'll be ready. Something along the lines of
Chaz, what do you think he says?
Had a dominant camp, had a BI like preseason performance, and he's as ready as I've seen him.
Let's play the rest of the clip.
I know, obviously, the offseason, we asked a lot about him. Is he where you want him to be physically, mentally for the start of the season?
BI's been great. He's been fantastic. He's come to starting that training camp. He had a dominant performance in training camp. He had a really good game in Houston, so you can see the carryover. We're glad to have him. He's in a great space right now. And
Lito, are you surprised with that answer?
Nah, I'm not.
Domination?
Man, dog. Look, I said some things I probably shouldn't have said last show, but they needed to be said. This guy here, man, and
we just gotta. Well, Chaz, the reason why I brought it up is it's so easy to just say that, right? Like, what are you looking for Brandon game one? What do you want? What do you want to see? Like, well said, Chaz. All right, let's get to Trey Murphy. Lito, are you Are you a little worried? I mean, deadline's tomorrow.
Oh, by the way, Moses Moody just signed his extension. Shout out to
3 years, 36. 3 years, 36 mil. Chaz.
Yep.
Are you worried that
Yep. Yeah. It's tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm actually in our Boo Crew stat guy. When is the deadline tomorrow? Is it like 3 p.m. or 11:59 p.m.? If you don't know what we're talking about, Trey Murphy's extension deadline is tomorrow. Chaz, correct me if I'm wrong. If they don't get a deal done now,
RFA, baby. Don't do it, Trey. Don't do it.
So if they don't get a deal done tomorrow by a certain time, hopefully Boo Crew stat guy.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
It might be 3 p.m. Sometimes it's noon. Sometimes it's 3 p.m.
Free agency for next offseason.
Yep.
Leo, are you worried about that?
Absolutely.
Well, it's restricted free agency.
Yeah, restricted free agency.
Mhm.
So like that meaning, Jazz, that the Pelicans can match any offer that any other team.
Yeah.
Basically Eric Gordon. Basically the Eric Gordon situation.
Yep.
Why I gotta get to that point?
You like that Theo's pizza, huh?
Hey man. Shout out to Theo's.
Hey, by the way, you can order right now if you scan the code bottom right. We're actually working on a code. By the way, I have to announce this now. It's actually good. So Company Burger, another sponsor, we're getting free tots after every Pelicans win with a purchase. So
the handmade tots?
All the Pelican fans, we're working for y'all. After every win, you go into Company Burger, you go order, you get free tots because of us. So you're welcome. Go ahead.
Handmade tots, baby.
That's stupid, dog.
Handmade tots. Prime beef. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just doing the commercial, bro.
See what I'm saying?
I'm just doing the commercial.
There ain't even no beef in the top.
See what I'm saying? Hey, listen. Yes, Justin. Yeah. I think, yes. Why is the deal not done yet?
What do you I honestly don't have a good answer for you. I'm wondering where they're at with it. You haven't heard any rumors. Obviously it's got to get done by tomorrow, but I feel like they've just kind of dragged their feet on this situation again.
So let's say, I don't know. I don't want to bring up the whole scenario, but Five had a good point about relationships and certain coach, certain player who used to play with Trey in a new situation. Let's say they offer him, you know what I'm saying, an exorbitant amount of money, higher than maybe what the Pelicans are willing to offer him, right? What do you do in that case?
Well, this is the comment from damn, I'm looking for it. Someone said they're going to offer him the max.
Okay.
No, like Trey wants the max.
Sure.
Would you give him the max?
Yeah.
Jarrett?
Yes.
Chaz?
Oh man.
Ooh.
A max extension. I don't think it's a difficult thing to answer because it's like the Andrew Wiggins situation, right? To whereas I don't know if I believe in maxing players. Well, I'm gonna say not that I don't. I not that I don't know. I don't believe in maxing players and then saying, okay, now go earn the max. Like, I feel like Trey is more than deserving of that Devin Vassell, Emmanuel Quickly level contract. I would need to know what the max is. Is the max what 35?
Yeah, that would put you. I mean, that was the range that I was looking at. Chaz.
35. You was looking at?
Yeah, it was like 140 over 4 or something like that.
Who's due from Minnesota?
Okay.
Yeah. What's your boy?
McDaniels.
Oh, Jared. Is it McDaniels?
Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah.
I think it was 1.
Go ahead. 140. Man, I don't know. Just because they haven't even given him enough runway to know if
that's the craziest thing.
Because see, that's the question. It's less about him versus all right, if you max him and you're still questioning if he's coming off the fucking bench, now what? You can't give him the max and bring him off the bench. You just can't do it.
You sure? I have a $32 million man coming off the bench.
Yeah, it's just craziness. I think anything between 25 and 30 per year would be a great deal for Trey. Truthfully, honestly, I've been vocal about this, man. If they hating on you again, dog, just go in the art, bet on yourself, go in the RFA, get paid, and get out of here. And I say this as a person who supports this team, like. I'm tired of these dudes, like Shane said, like I'm tired of this, like not being able to see what the players can actually do, like not putting them in position to succeed. And hey, I think once you get to the RFA situation though, it's really useless matching those players, because those players want to leave. DeAndre Ayton wanted to leave. Eric Gordon wanted to leave. Like
this Chaz, like, this franchise has already been through with Eric Gordon. Like literally, we know how that goes. Like Eric Gordon did not want to be here. If you like don't remember, I vividly remember, like he played like he didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
And so if you get to that point in, with this contract negotiation, that's what you're risking. And Jarrett, you said it all the time. You said it for the past year. Like Trey is a dude that like he could be a face.
Yeah.
Of a franchise. He's great with the media. He's great in public, well-spoken, great dude, can hoop. Like this is who you want. Like this is the guy. Like he's never in trouble off the court. Like this is the dude you invest in, and they just have now waited till the last day to do this. Go ahead, Jared.
My bad. To that point, Chaz, Devin Vassell, it was actually he has a 5th year. Him and what's your boy Jaden McDaniels have a 5th year. So sorry, it was 135 over 5 years for Devin Vassell. Okay. So that averaged about 27 a year, and the other one was 131 for 5 for Jaden McDaniels. So yeah, right around the range you were actually talking about, right? I think that's a really good contract for Trey. Probably a steal at some levels. In my opinion, like you already won with the Herb deal, right? Like you're getting greedy at this point. You're getting greedy at this point.
It's cheap. Just call it what it is, bro. Just call it what it is.
Yeah, man.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
It is.
Right? That's what it is.
It's not willing to put your foot in the ground and be like, hey, this is the guys that we're gonna build around, just like Golden State had to do when they believed in Steph and Clay. And like, hey, we're gonna move everybody out the building and we're gonna rely on these two because we have a vision. But that also goes back to Justin's original point. What's the plan? Chaz's point. What's the plan? If you have a plan, then you know what you're looking at, but you don't. So that's why. Yeah.
Do you guys fear potential Michael Porter Jr. type situation?
What you mean when you say that?
Like they gave Mike, I believe he's on a max
201.
Say again?
I think it was 200.
Yeah, I think it was like 200, right?
Yeah.
And Mike, and now Denver can't really do much. Like they couldn't retain, KCP or Bruce, mainly because of Mike's contract. Now the Pelicans aren't in a similar situation at all as far as like contending for a championship at a high level, no MVP caliber player right now. But it's like they gave Mike that contract because they're like, all right, you've already shown us this. We're expecting you to take the next step and be that real third option, if not second option. So do you think there's some hesitation because of that and like the 2 minor injuries to start the season?
So
go ahead.
Okay. So you talked about unpromised potential, paying unpromised potential. I think that it's kind of like the Michael Porter situation. I think that with him, you get the spacing, you get the shots, but personally, and this could just be his role in Denver and maybe due to the injuries, but I feel like there's a whole lot more to his game, or a whole lot more should be there to his game. And nothing crazy, but like the rebound, right? Maybe the weak side defense. I think that I'm not gonna call it an overpay because that's where the market was headed. But I feel like when I look at that, I didn't see 200 the first time, and I still don't see 200. When I look at Trey though, right? For instance, you put Trey on that Denver team, maybe in the Michael Porter role. I feel like that might work out better than it did for and with Michael Porter.
Yeah. Also, he's like a top. He was.
And PJ was gonna be number one. Then he had the obviously
right? The talent was there, right. The talent was there. To that point, like he was already highly touted. He was gonna get money. He's going to get the money regardless. This is a situation where they took a chance on Trey. Like he was almost an unknown commodity, but he's played past his rookie deal. In my opinion, the potential is there, but you just haven't given him an opportunity for it.
Right.
To our point earlier, like this dude's going to be, he participated in a slam dunk contest on your behalf when a guy in Zion probably should have been in that space. And then he's probably going to participate in the 3-point contest again, bettering your brand. It's about really the brand for me. It really gives two shits about basketball at this point. Like if you want to like have something that's attached to your brand for the next at least 5 to 6 years, I'd go with Trey Murphy because at least you have a floor. Like you know what it will look like. You have somebody to attach it to that's well spoken. There's probably going to be something in this league for the next 10 years. If you have that attached to your name, it kind of gives you some sort of validity and stability.
Yeah. Speaking of this, by the way, 58-58 with a minute 35 left in the fourth. Absolutely great game 5. We have it going on in the studio. We have it playing.
Yeah.
Playing in the studio.
I think that you pay Trey. I think that you pay Trey though. Like I don't.
You think? Do you think the injury? Let me ask you something. And Chaz brought up a point, and it kind of went. It was like subtle, but it's actually a really big point. Do you think these back-to-back injuries coming into the year has played like you think it's played a role in this?
Brandon Ingram had blood clots,
but
nope.
He had blood clots.
Nope.
Brandon bet on himself, and then they rewarded him.
They gave him opportunity. They did.
Bro, I'm with you. I'm just.
He's had multiple injuries too, and he's still thinking about paying him.
Well, they gave Zion a max after
Zion was
the
2-time All-Star.
Yeah.
What was he?
Yeah, he was 2-time All-Star.
What was that for the whole Portland thing? Like, there's a lot going on with Zion.
Number one pick. Different circumstances, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a fucked up situation. But see, the thing with Trey is Trey's already a seamless fit. Has never been an issue. Had a game in the playoffs where he was your best player this past playoffs. Yeah, you got swept, but he was your best player. Didn't get a shot in the fourth quarter. Right? Game 1, didn't get a shot in the fourth quarter.
10 minutes of the game.
Yeah. So I think again, if you're looking to move past Brandon and probably Zion at some point if things don't go right, Trey is a good person to gamble with and bet on his potential. You already see that he puts the work in. And the question is though, if he wants the Emmanuel Quickly contract, you almost got to move Brandon immediately. Like soon as he signed the paper, it's like, Brandon, you got to go. Because now it's like you don't start expecting the person to play like a max player while they're on the max contract. You extract the max value from them while they're on their rookie scale contract. This and like so you kind of need to you gotta play him now. Like you gotta let him do what he's gonna do now. Or it's gonna look crazy if you like, well, his new deal kicks in. Let's see how he looks. Like what the fuck? Nah, you got to do it now.
I kind of messed up the show because I get the tweet of the week as the starting 5, so we got to do that. Before we get into that, we're gonna play a commercial. We're gonna take a minute break here. Let's hear from who are we gonna hear from? We're gonna hear from Standard Mortgage. We'll take about 45-second break, and then what we're gonna do is tweet of the week, and then we're gonna do fan questions and comments. So if you have anything, drop them in the comment section. We'll get to the panel. Here we go.
Buying a house is one of the largest financial investments you'll ever make. That's why you need the experience and the support of the Standard Mortgage team. Whether you're looking to purchase, refinance, or consolidate debt through a cash-out refinance loan, Standard Mortgage will help you every step of the way. For the last century, we've grown to 7 locations across Louisiana, but we've always called New Orleans home. While others are busy raising your rates, we're focused on raising the standard. Visit us today at stanmore.com. STANMOR.com. NMLS number 44912, equal housing lender.
Appreciate Standard Mortgage. Standard Mortgage, your local lender for life. To get in touch with the home loan expert today, give them a call at 504-569-3902. So as I was saying, who's in your starting line versus Bulls on Wednesday night? I'm going to just say it now. It is what it is. It's going to be DeJounte. It's going to be DeJounte, CJ, Herb, Brandon, Zion. That's what I'm going with.
Say that again.
DeJounte, CJ, Herb, Brandon, Zion. That's your starting five. I think that's why I hadn't said it. Because I personally think that's the lineup.
Well, Justin, we got 72 hours to see.
When do you think let me ask this. When do you think we'll hear it? Do you think it'll be like 30 minutes before the game?
Just like, when they announce it.
Yeah. That's what I am thinking.
5 seconds left. Minnesota is up by 2.
New York's got the ball.
New York has the ball.
There we go. WNBA finals.
Yeah.
It's been really good finals. Smash the like button. Appreciate everyone's pulled up tonight. So let's talk about Jordan Hawkins. So Lito, Willie Green, an interesting, I think it was Christian that asked it. Christian had asked,
was Jordan in the rotation?
Is Jordan an automatic lock for your rotation? Willie Green's response was absolutely.
I like that.
Do you believe it?
I mean, it's the first straightforward answer that we've gotten the whole, you know what I'm saying, training camp from Willie. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I believe. I think so. I mean, I know I'm not even gonna say we joke about Javonte.
No, we're not. We're not joking about
playing over. He's
gonna play.
I'm glad to see. I'm glad to see him enthusiastic about Hawks minutes. I think he deserves them at this point. I think he probably looked the best out of anybody in preseason.
It's an interesting point. Do you think if he had let me ask this. Do you think he struggled in the preseason, they would give him a run?
With the comments that we speaking in just about Willie's comments, with the comments that he said about players playing well and giving him a hard time having to make a decision. I mean, at the same time, though, he said this last year.
Mm-hmm.
He said, that's pause. That's crazy. I can't believe I was about to repeat what he said. He's making it difficult for me.
That was a crazy press conference. He's making it difficult for me to play him. Yeah. Who says, why would you?
Yeah, said that.
Yeah.
All right, we got like there's 5 seconds left. 6.3 seconds left. New York's got the ball.
Right? Sideline out of bounds.
Are we sure New York's? No, I think Link's got the ball.
No, New York has the ball. Pass to Stewie.
And one.
She got fouled?
Yeah. Saw the contact.
Okay, Jared, so about Hawkins.
Yeah. I don't know if he would have gotten as much runway if he didn't perform well in the preseason or just as aggressively. That's the difficult part, right? Like it's almost following the same Trey Murphy trend. Like he almost has to prove himself at times, which is, what you kind of have to do in the NBA anyway. But like the fact that his skill set dictated you to play him and you didn't want to, that's my real true problem. Like he's already behind schedule because you didn't want to play him when you needed to play him. So now we're just playing catch up. And now you're going to say, absolutely, he's in the rotation. Well, you said that before. I don't necessarily believe you right now. I don't know if that's true. Is it going to last, 5 games, 10 games, 2 games? By January, by mid-December, is he going to be out of the rotation when Trey Murphy comes back? Like, what does it really look like?
And that's my next question to you, Chaz. Like, what's the runway look like for Jordan Hawkins, right? Because Trey Murphy is probably back in, we'll say, 2-3 weeks, right?
Homestand.
If Hawkins, just say he's up and down, whatever. He has some good games, some bad games. Like, do you think they just pull the plug like they did last year, or do you think they actually give him, 30, 40 games of like, all right, this dude's gonna get 15 to 18 minutes a night, no matter what, and we'll see what we have.
I don't think they have the depth to pull the plug. Even when Trey returns, truthfully, I think it's one of those things where if he's having a cold night, I think his competition is still Jose.
100%.
Mainly because you can't really play those two together.
It's a terrible court defensively.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be a point when you got to choose one or the other. And I feel like if Hawkins is playing well, and Javonte Green is playing well and Trey is playing well, that really leaves no room for Jose unless you're in a situation where one of them is having an off night, or you may be able to get away with the lack of size. Because we do know Jose contributes to winning. When he's on, he can really be a game changer. But I think for Hawkins, you got to give him the runway. You got to give him at least multiple bad games before you pull the plug. You can't just, he's off tonight, let's get him out of here. You can't do it.
Right.
I hope they don't do it. I'll say that.
Fair enough.
That's why it was super important for him to add something to his game, because eventually, like, your shot's going to not fall at times. Like, that can't be the thing that you rely on the most. What have you added to your game that when your shot isn't falling, that you can depend on and be of value?
You know what kills me with some of these people that have thoughts on Jordan Hawkins? Like, well, defensively, he's not good. We didn't draft him to be good defensively. We drafted him because he could shoot the basketball. He's just got to be average. Right. I've watched a lot of Jordan Hawkins film, a lot. He ain't that bad of a defender. Does he get burned a couple times? Yeah. Does he miss a box out? Does he miss a rotation? Yeah, he's fucking rookie. So you're telling me the only reason why he ain't playing is because it's defense? You didn't draft him for his defense. You drafted him, and I'm quoting Trajan Langdon, you drafted him because he was the best shooter in the draft. That's why you drafted him.
And what has this coaching staff taught him, right? Like, what have you added to his game so he can be on the floor, right? Like, if you're this really good defensive coach, right, top 6 back-to-back years, like, can you help a guy be better defensively? You should be able to coach that. That's the thing that you're known for, right?
Right. All right, here's the last. Sorry, Lita was last for 3 in the championship. Short.
She must have lived that in her head multiple times. They call timeout? No?
They probably had point. I don't know if they had timeout. Going to overtime. Go ahead, Lito.
With that being said, to the people who want East Missy to not only play but start, and you
Chaz, we laugh at. Sorry.
No, nothing. I don't. Nothing.
Can't repeat it. I'm guessing I said something. Go ahead.
No, it's not you. Go ahead.
Just to the people who want East Missy to play and not only play but start, and you in a situation where people are on the opposite side of the spectrum, what about his offense? I mean, it's the same argument. They didn't draft him for offense, so you shouldn't be looking for offense, right?
It's actually a fair point. That's a fair point. All right, last segment, then we'll get to fan questions. Theo Picks for the week. So every Sunday night, we are going to literally predict if we're going to win or lose the basketball game that's being played. So they play Chicago at home, Portland on the road. I got them going 2-1, losing in Portland. Lido has them losing opening night, winning the next 2. Jarrett has them winning opening night, winning the first game on Friday, losing the second game on Sunday. Ross and Chris have them winning all 3. Chaz has them 1-2. Lido, we'll start with you. Why do you think they lose on Wednesday?
Chris looked like Wallow in that picture. I think you and 5, we talked at Theo's, and I was just saying that, I think with Lonzo being back for the Bulls, I think it gives them a little bit of energy. And I think the pace will be faster. And I think the Pelicans, they wow,
George Pickens.
Wow. I think that they struggle with pace. They're in Chaz's words, there's some jitterbug guards over there. Make it a little bit difficult for Herb to guard a Kobe White. They may be able to exploit some matchups, but I think in Portland, in my opinion, I just can't see them losing to Portland, especially back to back.
I'm actually a little worried about Portland. Chaz actually made this point months ago, but Portland, we know, isn't very talented. They're going to lose a bunch of games. I'm sorry. They have some talent, some young guys that project pretty high, but I'm just saying they don't know they're a bad team yet. So they're going to play hey, start a new season. I think they'll come out with a lot of energy. I think you'll struggle with Klingon and Ayton, especially there in the low post. So I have them losing that second game. They'll adjust there. The third game go 2-1. Jarrett, you have them winning the first 2, losing the second, the one on Sunday.
Yeah. Just to talk about Portland first. Yeah, I think the Pelicans are probably, off maybe beating the Bulls barely will have a little bit of confidence. Like, all right, we escape with one, end up beating the Portland Trailblazers not in dramatic fashion, but probably about 10 to 12. And then Portland kind of figures them out. Like, oh, we're bigger than them. Let's just be consistent. And I think that's why they will lose the third game. If you just look at the Chicago game, I think the home crowd probably will be in it a little bit, giving them a little bit of boost, right? Some way, somehow, the Pelicans kind of figure out a way to not fumble the bag completely. And that's when they'll come out with a win. So 2-1 out of 3.
Chaz, I'm 1-2. Lost in Chicago, win Portland, lost in Portland.
Yeah, I think the Bulls go out there, take advantage of the shooting pace and size, and the Pelicans' lack of chemistry because they didn't play in the preseason and lack of having a real center. I think Portland I didn't expect Klingon to look so impressive in the preseason. Still, I think he's going to get destroyed in the pick and roll, but for the Pelicans, I think he's adequate enough to give them a lot of trouble. I think second game, maybe a nail biter. Third game, I think Portland takes it. You got Jeremy Grant if he's healthy. You got Deeney. You got Simons. Simons hasn't really played much in the preseason, but you got Simons. You got Ayton, of course, Pelicans killer, and see what happens with Scoop. See if he takes the next step.
Is Shaden hurt?
Yeah, Shaden hurt.
We played Portland 3 times in the first week and a half, so you missed Shaden for those 3 games.
Yeah.
So shout out Theo's. By the way, we are doing. Man, Co said something about doing a giveaway. Yeah, we are doing a Theo's giveaway on Wednesday, so make sure you look that out. Boo Crew Media Instagram page.
Telling you, man.
Theo's good.
Yeah,
Theo's good.
Hey, man, who that was? Somebody wanted to know if Theo's a little.
There are 5 different locations. Look, if you scan that code, guys, by the way, if you scan that code, all 5 locations will come up.
It's real difficult. Like if you're on your phone,
you're on the phone and then scan. Yeah. It's like hard. You just pause. You just go to theos.com and say it's hard. I'm learning here. All right. Fan questions, comments. Lito, Tice or Zeller? Who are you taking?
I'm gonna take Tice.
That's fucking crazy. I'm just whatever. Jarrett, Misty should start. I don't care.
No.
Okay. Chaz, Killer Cam, bring in Ayton. It's so obvious.
Absolutely.
Who else said that? Who said that over the weekend? One of y'all tweeted. You did, Lito. You tweeted it. What you think about that, Chaz?
You get a card.
Absolutely. I just got to find a third team willing to take on Brandon, and I think it's excellent. Maybe the Clippers. Clippers need help. They got a new stadium, 3-team deal. Klingon looks like he's ready to be somebody. Go ahead and get DeAndre Ayton, man. Have him audition for this last year, earn his next contract.
What is that contract, Chaz? What is he?
I think he's making like 25. Something. It's in the 20s. It's up there. But I think this is his final year, if I'm not mistaken. So he gonna go out there. He playing for the next contract, if I'm not mistaken.
How old is he, Chaz?
It's only like 24. Like he's not that old. Or he says he's 24.
No, he's stupid. Hold on, wait. You talking about Ayton's contract? He just got this one.
Yeah, it was a 2-year extension.
Ayton got a 2-year extension?
No.
Yeah, no, he got a short term. Wait, let me see. I'm pretty sure his contract is set to expire. Unless I'm thinking about Miles.
You might be thinking about.
I'm thinking about Miles. I think Miles got the 2-year extension.
Remember he was.
No, this is Ayton's final year. Yeah, next year is his final year. He makes $34 million this year. He's 26 years old, and next year he makes $35 million. He's 27.
Remember he was a restricted free agent, and he got Indiana, then Phoenix signed him 2 minutes later. Then they traded him like maybe a year after that. Yeah.
So next year is final year right now he's at $34 million. Then he's at $35 million. Hey, I say you do it because CJ last year anyway. So fuck it.
Yeah. Lala, shout out to you. 5 different locations: Magazine, Mid City, Metairie, Elmwood, and Covington for Theo.
Shout out to the North Shore. Shout out to North
Shore. Appreciate your 504 as always. Appreciate all the super chats and the members. Love this question, Donald. Also, appreciate you. You're always here every single night. whenever we're live. So appreciate your support, man. Lito, we'll start with you first. So is Zion going to get announced last? If they pull the same shit with something so petty, really shows how this team has no direction / plan. Once again, not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but it kind of is a big deal.
You think before I answer this, you think the Pelicans know? Like, do you think they
No,
know, or are they oblivious to it?
I don't know. They're so oblivious as a whole. And it's not just the Saints are too. Like, just both. They're so oblivious. But go ahead, Leo.
So to answer your question, if they're just oblivious to it, I think that's a good question. I don't know.
It's not Wow Wayne. Like Wow Wayne's not like, oh, let me announce Brandon last. Who makes that decision? You think it's Griff? In the chat, I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Who makes the decision on when and who is announced?
I don't think so. I don't think it's Griff. I don't know who it could be. What if it's just a random ass? I don't know.
It's not.
It's not random. No way it's random.
What you think?
I think it's Griff.
Really?
I 1,000% agree.
I think it's Griff. Just from a standpoint, like, and that's why it makes me so mad, because a dude that talks the way he talks would understand how things are viewed based on decisions that you make, and he decides. I guess he decides who's the face of the team, not the players. He decides, and we kind of understand what he has decided over the last, 4 or 5 years during his tenure.
It's Jaren, but I do know you're talking about, just not Jared Collins. Chaz, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think Zion gets announced last?
I think so, just because he probably was the most visible recently.
Yeah,
and you can't announce a dude last you've been trying to trade all season. Like, that's kind of crazy. But now, if they wanted to announce DeJounte Murray last, I think that's a whole ass way out of making a decision. And the Pelicans are known for taking the whole way out of making a decision.
That's crazy, Chaz, because the Ocean Tide just said, watch it be DeJounte Murray.
Yeah, just go ahead and make it Zion, bro. Like, everything, like, people aren't getting this. Yeah, they decide they're going to build around Zion. They aren't getting that talking point from nowhere. And you have been trying to trade Brandon all season. You got DeJounte Murray saying that this is Zion's team. He's our superstar. He didn't say Brandon and Zion are our superstars. He said Zion, or me and Zion are the superstars. He said Zion's our superstar. Let's just stop playing these games, bro. Like this.
Yeah,
it's petty at this point. It's petty.
What if they do the Zion? What if they do DeJounte though for the first game, the first home game? What if they just?
It would be one of the dumbest.
This goes back to coach not announcing his starting five. Like, what's the secrecy? Like, why are we guessing about?
Why would we do that? No, you bring up a good point. What's sad is that this is on the table. That's what's fucking sad. Like, that's what's sad.
Yeah, I can just see it happening.
Yeah, do you think DeJounte, and this is not a shot to DeJounte, you think DeJounte's been announced last in San Antonio or Atlanta without a Trey Young injury or
without? No.
Shit, who you put at the Spurs though?
With the Spurs, yeah.
He was by himself.
No, I'm missing somebody, bro.
It was Devin was there.
Devin Vasil?
Yeah, he was there.
So no, it's still.
I think Johnson was there too. Derek White was there, right? Wasn't Derek White there?
Derek. Who was when we played
he,
them?
He didn't play with no like stars, like maybe DeRozan at toward his twilight, maybe.
Yeah. Will Chill, appreciate the super chat. You can't make a Willie Green extension public. How do you expect the starting lineup? All right, Lito.
That's a good question.
He damn sure better be.
The audio. I have to read for the audio. Shout out to people that listen on podcast.
Yeah.
Is Zion playing back-to-backs?
Yes, he has to. There's no if and or buts. There's no getting around it.
He didn't play 3 preseason games.
Okay, I don't care about that. Okay. If he is healthy, if there's no injury designation to him, I do not see a reason why he should not be playing back-to-backs.
There's no injury designation for him.
I don't think there's no reason he should not be playing back-to-backs.
I'm just saying there's no injury designation for preseason game number 3.
Yeah, but in my opinion, that's different just because it's weird the chemistry, the I don't even know if chemistry is the right word, but the situation between him and BI or how the organization handles him and BI is weird. It's like him and BI seem to not have animosity towards another. The organization makes it weird. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's a really good point.
They seem to be cool. Like they seem to have a good working relationship. And you see him laughing and joking or whatever, but the organization makes it to where like when BI walks off, they tell Zion, you my favorite child. And then when Zion walks away, they tell BI the same thing. And it's hard to like kind of gauge, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who knows in like you talk about just the lineup thing, right? It kind of okay, yeah. Well, Brandon's out, yeah, Zion, like, yeah, we gonna announce you last. And BI comes back and it's like right back to the same old shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who do you love more?
I think you're right, Lito. Like, I think you totally right. I think the Pelicans have confused both of them.
Mm-hmm. Because there's no direction, there's no plan, there's no foundation.
Yep. Yeah.
I think he has to this year because there's so little room for error in the West. I think the first back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken, is against Golden State. You don't have to travel. Next one is Cleveland and Dallas. So at minimum, he plays the front end of that back-to-back versus Dallas. Probably plays against Cleveland. And the next one, the second night of that back-to-back is against the Hawks. It's the Knicks and the Hawks. So I think you probably play against the Knicks, and depending on what happened, you probably just say fuck the Hawks, right? If the Hawks,
you can't say fuck the Hawks because then you're like, that's DeJounte Murray's homecoming, or that's DeJounte.
Yeah. I think this year they have so little room for error in the real season, they can't get away with not playing back to backs.
Yeah.
Jarrett, real question, Kofi. Real question is, will we see Zion's game translate? Will he actually show us a mid-range game outside of driving left?
Yeah, I think you'll see some middies more than you saw in previous years, but also give it a second, right? Like, don't think it's gonna be 10 middies a game, first 10 games in. Like, nah, it's still him trusting it. He talked about that a little bit, where like you got to get used to shooting those in game and trusting it more. Like, that's a real thing. And you only get that by playing through it. You don't get that. I mean, you practice it, but you got to go through, the playing of it to really establish it as like, hey, this is how the game's going to be from here on out.
It's well said. Well said, 5. A couple more, and then we will get out of here. Lito, hey, question, guys, from Dog Lito, Justin 5. Chaz, how much y'all think Zion weighs coming into game 1? I didn't star this one. I think it was Lito. Did you star this?
I'm not even in the thing. I'm just on YouTube.
Which YouTube on? You're probably yours. Go ahead.
Maybe 290. I don't think he was 270 coming into camp. Yeah. Now, I mean, it could look different, but that depends on if you believe he was 285 in college. Which, like, because that's, to me, is the benchmark. If you told me in college he was 300 pounds, then I wouldn't care about him being 285. But since you told me that's how 285 looks, I don't care how much he weighs. I just want him to look and play like he played against the Utah Jazz last season in that first game, or the Phoenix Suns. Give me that. I don't give a fuck what he weighs, but I'm gonna say maybe 290, 285. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he's in 300s like he was with Stan Van Gundy, but I think he's 280.
I'm gonna say between 280, 285. He
too thick. Rachel, shout out to Rachel.
Rachel. Don't start your shit.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Don't start your shit, Rachel. I think that I'm whatever bless you, whatever the college weight is the benchmark. But the thing is like we don't know because it keeps changing. Like I keep hearing different things. They say 285 now, but at one point I remember it being like 270, right? I don't think he was 270 in preseason. I mean, of course, we only going off looks, but the thing I was just gonna say with Zion is you've seen where he could probably lose 10 pounds in 2 days.
Yeah, that's the craziest shit.
crazy. It really is. All right, Jared, a couple more. So hypothetical, would you guys be opposed to Zion and BI trade for Aiden and Jeremy Grant and build around DJM, Herb, Trey, Hawk, Aiden, and Grant?
Hey, bro, your name suffices. You tweaking for sure. Tweaking for
Oh,
sure.
Aiden. Wait, is he Zion and Brandon?
Yeah.
No.
Just tweaking now, bro. You full tweaking. You ain't just tweaking. Yeah, you've been tweaking all day. Lay off the pills, brother.
Appreciate your support, though. Lito, keep it a buck. They just told Ingram that to use him to keep the team competitive while Zion was out. They never gave a fuck about dude. That's why Zion gets away with what he does, bro. All right, go ahead.
I think.
No, you know what? No, because my dog. Here's the problem. Here's what I kick it with.
You know what?
Like, you know what? Like, yeah, does Zion get away with shit? Absolutely, you're right. You know who else gets away with a lot of shit? The guy that you support, your guy. Okay, he gets away with a lot of shit too. Okay, with missing games, missing preseason, doesn't have to do fucking practice interviews, game interviews. The list goes on and on. Okay, I'm not saying that Brandon and Zion, they're both need to be held accountable. That's the reality of the situation. Zion gets away with shit, but so does Brandon. It is what it is. Go ahead, Lee.
Beige rage.
Go ahead, Leo.
I hate that. This whole Brandon or Zion thing.
Man. I hate to say this, dog, but look, man, Brandon be having some questionable injuries, dog. Like, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with it. Like, for saying that Brandon missed 4 to 5 games for a questionable concussion, like 3 games into the season.
Utah game.
Yeah, Utah game, questionable.
Najee Marshall backhand.
Najee Marshall, accidentally like hit him with the back of his wrist. He had a concussion. The next day, got carried off the court. Then he misses 2 months with the toe. It's like, look, dog. See, the injury, Brandon having injury issues, that's not the problem. If he was really like getting hurt, I think everyone would feel the same. Like, oh man, if he could just stay healthy. But it's more like, I think people treat his injuries a little different because it's like, we don't believe you. You need more people. It's like, come on, dog. Brother. So you practicing in your sneakers, but your toe hurt. Oh, okay.
He was like drenched in sweat. Like he was literally like, wait a second.
I was just gonna say I agree with you, Justin. I think that
because they both get away with bullshit.
Both of them.
It's not just Zion. Like Brandon gets away with a lot of shit too.
Because both are the favorite child when the other is not there.
I'm just going over. All right, so he missed whatever it was with the knee in April. Missed the knee in March. He got sick in February. Achilles soreness 2 times. January 11th, January 13th. This is just in 2024. Knee, ankle, toe, rest, toe. Oh, that's my favorite one. November 3rd, undisclosed.
What the fuck was that? What was that?
10-23 concussion, ankle, Achilles, hip, ankle, foot, knee, ankle, knee, right knee soreness, blah, blah, blah. Injuries happen. We understand that. I just I'm not questioning his injury. Like, I think he wants to play. It's just the time that it takes to get him back on the court is what I guess kind of bothers me. But I hope he comes out game 1. He's ready to go. Has a good year. Like I like Brandon. I really do. I just question sometimes his decision making, and Brandon gets away with a lot of shit too, my dog. So does Zion. You know what?
What, man?
You know what?
What?
You about to spill the beans?
Audio Jungle.
Hey, man. Before this show started, I can't remember who that was in the chat, but before the show started, Me5 and Justin was talking about baseball. And we was talking about the Angels specifically. And you had the 2 best players in baseball, 2 generational guys in Mike Trout and Shohei. And, Justin said that it was worse to be a Saints fan? Or
So it's worse. You asked me what's worse, a Pelicans or an Angels fan? I said Pelicans, and the reason why, I'll tell you this, is that the Angels back in the heyday, like 2000s, early 2000s, were winning world championships and getting to the ALDS, the ALCS, division titles, all that different. They have experienced real winning, not 49 wins, not taking the Suns to 6 in the first round. They've really won.
Have the Pelicans ever had the best player in basketball though, or the two top 10 players?
They've had Anthony Davis,
okay,
and Boogie Cousins in their prime, with Drew Holiday and Rajon Rondo. That's 3. I guess Boogie's on one. That's 2 definite Hall of Famers. Rondo's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Rondo Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but
Drew Holiday's
he was older. He was much older.
3 Hall of Famers on one team. Oh, you can say they're young. Okay. Then you had Chris Paul, one of the top 3 point guards in NBA history.
Yeah.
David West, an extremely, go look at his resume.
Yeah.
An unbelievable power forward.
But
Pedro Stoyak. Okay. So no. Okay. No.
All right. Who you think had it? Obviously the Angels have their history, but I'm saying who y'all think had it worse?
Now, wait a minute. This seems like something that we should take a minute to think about after this ad.
The NBA is finally back. A new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from behind the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players in the prop bets you can make on DraftKings Sportsbook, the home of the NBA player props. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like picking your team to win. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and place your bet. First time? New DraftKings customers bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Take it to the rack with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BOOT. That's code BOOT, BOOT, for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.co/BBALL.
Taking,
Shout out DraftKings.
It's the Angels, bro. It's the Angels.
Thank you,
Because the Angels got like a classic movie. They had Danny Glover,
Angels
in
in
his
out.
prime, Christopher Lloyd. Like the Pelicans just got the name. Pelicans ain't shit. Angels got a movie. No, that's Major League. I was gonna say Charlie Sheen, but yeah, Pelicans got a movie.
You're thinking of Angels, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, like nah. Then that movie was like a series. They got like 2-3 movies. But so Pelicans. I mean, man, I thought AD and Ryan Anderson, Eric Gordon, Tariq Evans. I thought that was the team even before Boogie. To me, that was the real letdown team. Them four.
How many Hall of Famers have played for the Pelicans? Chris Paul, David West is a questionable. Like whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, he's on the line. He got a ring. He got a ring.
He's got 2 rings.
Got 2 rings. So I don't know.
He's questionable. He's up there. Drew Holiday's 3. Boogie, no, but damn,
would have been
D 4.
Where y'all put Mashburn?
Is Mashburn a Hall of Famer?
No.
Nah. He on the line.
Say Chris.
Say Chris.
I'm gonna say AD and Chris and Drew
and Paul and Rondo. It's 5.
Yeah, but I don't consider Rondo a Pelicans.
He has taken us to literally the farthest we've been in the last 20 something years. Took us to the second starting point guard. I think you gotta like. He literally had a 26 assist game. He broke a record, right? He had 26 assists in a game.
I think Alfred Payton gave you 20 assists. I'm not hating. I'm just saying.
Peja.
I was gonna ask, is
Peja.
Peja a Hall of Famer?
Probably so.
He got a ring. Did damage with the Kings.
Top what?
Fame.
50 in
Shooter.
all time.
He's a basketball. Now he's a basketball Hall of Famer. The question is like NBA. I say yeah, me.
Yeah.
They've had 5 Hall of Famers play for them, Lito. 5.
But see, they wasn't all in their prime though. That's the thing that changed the conversation. Peja was old. Peja had 1 year. Then he broke his back.
I'm gonna solve it, right? The Angels leave LA, right? There's gonna be like outrage, right?
You talking about like okay? You talking about the Angels left?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's gonna be outrage. The Pelicans leave New Orleans. There might be a little outrage, like not as much as the Angels.
What's funny is like the diehard Pelican fans, like
yeah,
diehard. There's a lot of. I was actually surprised when we first started this. Like I was surprised how many diehard Pelican fans are. But I do agree with you, Jared.
Yeah.
Because they're a stepchild of the Saints. They always have been. But this is a really good time when the Saints are down. So this last year and the year before, all eyes are going to be on you.
I think there needs to be some kind of separation of church and state. And this is actually going to be.
I agree.
About making an article with.
I totally agree.
Todd Graves was recently announced as like
Super Bowl
something. He has a billboard. He had a billboard.
He is the king of the Super Bowl parade.
So think about this, Todd. If you're listening, man, if you're listening, if we can get this out to Todd Graves,
we're also working on that.
TG
Todd, please. 2 things I have for you. 1, make a barbecue sauce. 2, please buy the Pelicans. Please, it would make so much. He's so great at marketing, bro. He's
Elite.
Great at it. Matter of fact, I used to work for IBM, and they had a building downtown Baton Rouge. His building where they like hosted Canes was at the top, and I would like run into like these people that worked for Canes, and the stuff that they were doing and thinking about, I'm like, yo, that's crazy. He's connected with the NFL. The stuff he does with Jerry Jones in Dallas. The stuff he does with like the Heisman, he gets the Heisman Trophy participants.
Shit he did in Boston.
Bro, this dude is elite. Like, Todd, please buy the Pelicans, make a barbecue sauce. That's all
What's
I'm asking.
1 and 2?
They're about even to me.
Okay.
I guarantee if you could guarantee him a new stadium, a new arena, I think he'd do it. That's the argument.
But then we go back to where do you build the stadium? And I know what you say the East.
No, I'm not. I'm
not
gonna say. I mean, that would be the practice facility. That's what I always said.
Practice facility in the East.
Yes.
Where you put it?
Yeah, separate from the States.
Stadium.
Yeah.
I still think you try to figure out a way downtown. You still have to try to figure out.
I say that place by the Saleh. So like, but there's not enough parking. There's only 2 ends. Like you got to,
bro, make it. Figure it out.
Yeah. Like there
on the river would be.
You talking about
on the river. So like, like so you go all the way down.
Oh,
this is a really good conversation.
Where like Mardi Gras World,
yeah, Ray Street,
right there by the convention center.
The basketball court's right there.
You could really tear down the convention center, move convention center, and put a stadium right there, right next to the casino, right off Poydras. Like walking distance of the casino, you can build around that like area that's like restaurants, bars, all that.
What's the name of that outdoor it's like an outdoor concert place?
You talking about
it's like right there across the street from the convention center.
Outdoor convention, outdoor
concert place?
Oh, you talking about where they used to have Voodoo?
Yeah.
Like with the two, like the refinery.
Yeah, whatever that is, knock that whole shit down.
That refinery's been out of commission for like years.
Bro, knock that shit down.
Man, he already has
like 18,000 seats, really.
Yeah, like you would,
bro, Chaz. I don't. 18,000 for concerts, but I was talking with a couple Pelicans people. Like, get it down to like 12, 11. Make it like a fucking elite environment. No, it's like what Tampa does.
No.
Jared, it's like what Tampa does.
No.
All right,
Tampa who?
The Rays.
You saw? No, hell no, hell no. I think basketball is a different environment because you do want to have events in this place, right?
No, that's what I was saying. I was saying build 17, 18, cover up 8 or 9, and get everybody compact.
I still wouldn't do it.
Okay.
I still try to figure out a way to put people in the seats, right? Like I think Mark Cuban talked about this, right? Like when he bought the Mavericks, they were the number 1 seed right at the time that he bought them, and he said we couldn't sell out where they were playing at until he bought them, and he was like, all right, they built a consistent brand. I think that's what you have to do with the Pelicans. You have to build a consistent brand. Fuck the basketball. Take the basketball out. I know that's the pain point. But you have to build a brand that people want to come out and enjoy no matter what's being played. And then figure out the basketball part.
Bro, it's so much shit. Even if I was thinking about like Esplanade Mall. Like Esplanade Mall is doing what now?
It might be too far.
Again, I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Esplanade Mall.
Esplanade Mall dead. Yeah.
I mean,
I have an idea of what they should do with Esplanade.
I just think like keeping it downtown, I think, is the main.
Yeah, you have to. I don't think you can push it out to Kenner
because there's just not enough like stuff.
I agree to the point of Lido, like it's right off the interstate. It's easily accessible.
Build it though.
Yeah, let's go. I'm ready to build it.
No, I'm saying you saying there's not enough stuff, but I'm saying if you had all of that space,
build it out.
You could build concourses to certain things, and it could be like it could be
a little village.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, I went to Gillette.
We should shut up.
Because they're probably gonna steal our.
Yeah, we should shut up. I just thought about that. We should shut up.
Nah.
Listen, this is the idea I want people to steal.
I went to Gillette in Foxborough, and like it's 25 miles outside of Boston. I went for a concert, but they got legit a whole like village. They got a hotel, they got multiple restaurants, they got shopping, they got retail, they got shit for kids. And I'm just like, you could stay here. I see you can stay here for a whole weekend.
The Star in Dallas, you have Braves County in Atlanta.
Yeah.
All of these new arenas.
A lot of hockey stuff. There's a lot of hockey teams that have that. Cleveland's got that, like Charlotte, the whole thing.
Yeah. Charlotte's about to do that with when they build a new stadium. Go ahead, Chaz.
Why I think it gotta be downtown though is because the meantime, right? Like you gotta keep people. Like, for example, I don't want to say who it is. I had a partner who was working on, like, is that the Four Seasons that's right there by the Riverwalk?
Yeah.
So I had a couple partners who was like engineers on that building. And I'm going to just say there's a New Orleans mentality when it comes to building shit. So if you build this shit and it's in the East and like, it's like, and it's like, way ducked off in Kennesaw where you ain't really gotta see what's going on versus a motherfucker like walking past it every day in the anticipation building. Because I think the Pelicans have a hard time selling, like even the Grizzlies got a hard time selling out their games, and they got wrestling in the fucking building. The Pelicans just have such a hard time selling out shit already. I think you just gotta like keep people familiar with what they know for us. Like, it got to be foot traffic. You know what I'm saying? You can wander into a Pelicans game. Yeah. And then it got to be something to where, like, WWE wants to come. Fucking Drake want to come perform. Yeah. You know?
That was a problem for the Drake concert, right?
That's like canceled, yeah. Ice Cube, too. Ice Cube canceled his shit.
Also, the seating inside the stadium. If you're going to, it's so bad.
Put that bitch. Fuck the Riverwalk. Tear that bitch down. Put a stadium right there.
I ain't gonna lie. They probably should consider saying fuck the Riverwalk, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Agree, because whenever I go there, there's nobody there. But I'm just saying.
Really? The couple times I go, there's like a shit ton of people in there. It's always tourists. I'm like,
it'd be like stores closed. Like, I ain't been in like 5 years though.
But like, y'all bring up a good point about the new stadium. And it's hard to think outside the box here, but like. You do bring in, like, for instance, the Drakes of the world, the Ice Cubes of the world, like the WWE, like all that different kind of shit, man. With a new stadium, you get that type of shit.
I'm on with Lido, just for this simple fact. If you tear down the Riverwalk, it's
a huge space,
right? But then you put those shops down Canal and you rebrand Canal.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Like you could put Canal Place has a lot of vacancies in there too. You talk about the whole street. But aren't they in talks about redeveloping Canal Street?
They're supposedly doing research that's probably never going to amount to anything. But that's the thing, right? Like you have to have a plan. So I think tearing down Canal Place gives you a reason to move those shops down Canal and make it walkable and accessible again. Because apparently that was the place to be. Bro, every time I talk to an old person, like Canal was like the thing you went.
It was fine dining, fine shopping. I wrote a letter to the mayor. This is like totally getting off subject, but I wrote a letter to the mayor like about 5 years ago, and I had like a whole plan. I made like a blueprint of like shops and like shit that they needed to open and like buildings. I even like wrote down the buildings, the stores they needed to tear down and shit. Not tear down, but like close, discontinue. So like, because the thing is, if you make Canal Street great, like everything else gonna flourish.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good conversation.
Yeah.
Todd Graves, please.
All right. Hour 45 in. Smash the like button. We will see y'all Wednesday. We'll be live unless y'all do a show in the week. But of course, we'll be live Wednesday night after the Bulls game. We will be doing a couple live streams this year. Obviously, we talked about some film breakdown stuff. Chad's got his show back. Well, by the way, we got to welcome back Chaz.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Chaz, appreciate you, man. Smash the like button.
Shout out to the
Y'all have a
Lynx.
great Sunday.
Oh no, sorry. Shout out to Liberty. Sorry.
Shout out
Oh yeah, Liberty won. Shout out to Liberty.
Nafisa, we love you.
What'd you think about Spencer Rattler, though? Real quick there, Lito.
He was throwing a football of plumbers and school teachers.
All right. We'll see y'all
There
later.
was nobody else.